Is Tumaka from Nasarawa State, a native of Gbagi language. And actually my experience with Voodoo, that is African magic or powers, are just enormous in nature. Especially from the background I came from. My daddy was a traditionalist and later on converted to be a Christian. So I was explored into all these things, because those days my daddy would call me around telling me most of all those things, and as God will make it, I still could recapture and recapitulate so many things about African Voodoo. We have one of the jars during Gbagi festival, just like I've introduced earlier from a Gbagi language. During the festival, there are people we call, sorry, I'm going to call it with my dialect, that is with Gbagi language, we call them abacheda. That is people who used to wrap their waist like this with some animal skin. So those people come out, you see them well designed with black charcoals around their body, and those charcoal does not really mean they are ordinarily charcoal, but they are backed up with some deities. And at that point there are so many jars and voodoo and some other display. When they come up, one of the display is which they will take a knife, stabbing themselves, which the knife will even be going off or cutting off. And at times, somebody will lie down, they will put a mortar, put unicorn inside the mortar, raise the mortar on top his belly, as the person holds it from down, and other person will be pounding. Even some women, they call some women to come around, they pound the venesi till the unicorn will become well done. And there were so many jars among others. Now, growing up as a child, my daddy always tell me so many things about shrine, because he was opportunity to be in the shrine aspect. He do most of all this magic. I remember one, there was the one he would give us. They will mix it, ginger and other things and other roots, and they will just put water and get some drinks into it, keep it to be fermented for so many days. Once you take it, as you go to farm, you can farm as well, and you can establish so many ridges. So this is one of the voodoo I've learned from my parent. Very important. Another one again, against protection. There are so many herbs. They will just make the herbs, they will give you. Maybe you are driving, you have to do with anything that has to do with mobile, you drive. Then as soon as you had any accident, any crash, you will just go on air, you just disappear. There were so many of them. This is just a tip or an iceberg among this. Now my experience with one is one of my cousin who was a truck driver. I think he came to the village and met an old man. We actually went together. He didn't tell me what he was going to. So I actually accompanied him. There were so many roots and other herbs they were given to him. Marks were done around his belly, and some of the jars were given to him there. Now, the man told him that anything that is going to happen with accident, he is going to vanish on air. Then he appears in another place. So to me, it was just like a nightmare or a mere story, but it happens live. Behold, and then one day when he was coming back, he had a little accident along Kaduna Road. Before we know, he found himself around Gitata in Kefi Road. That is close to 177 Battalion in Kefi there. It was just like a dream, and everything come to pass. The one that happened to me in school, there was a day, of course, everybody where I school in Nasarawa State is Federal University Wukari in Nasarawa State. That is a crisis-prone area. Everybody who knows Wukari very, very well. It's one of the very harsh local government in Nasarawa State. I schooled there, and I stayed in an area whereby it's a very dangerous area. So there was a day, I think I was going to market. I arrived market, I was there. I was confused. I came to buy something, but very unfortunate for me, I was confused. I don't even know what was going on. I could not even remember what I've come to buy. So suddenly I just saw my daddy's call. He called me. He said, where are you? I said, I'm in the market. And I wanted buying something, but I've forgotten. So he started laughing and just told me that, okay, I should go home. Maybe I must have forgotten the money that I left. So I said, okay, no problem. Since I could not remember, what am I still doing in the market? So on just leaving the scene in the market where I've come to purchase some of the items, crisis just erupted, and most of the traders there were massacred and killed. It was when I arrived home, I was calling my dad to tell him that this was what happened. Oh. He started smiling. He said he saw it. That was why he called me. So I was shocked. But in another way, I was not shocked because I believe my dad always tell me about this thing and they exist and I have seen them real. African black power happens real and they're still in existence.